Hey everybody, this is Fat Infantry. Just got a few setups going into tomorrow. These right here, I've already gone through our scans that we run, and these guys are all in pullback setups, upside reversal setups, where we can play them with intraday volume through the high of the day from Monday. So we'll start right here. Don't shut it off just because you see me throwing GME up there. I mean, it is on the Deep View Leaders list. A move through this upside reversal from today on intraday volume would put it through also this mini coil of 3061. You can see the prior move. Uh, Good chance we at least get to the mean reversion. You can slap a VWAP right there off that high if you want, and that would be your first profit taking zone. Looks good. Good volume dry up. Cores, good looking play right here, holding after pushing into new recent highs. And look at that relative strength line with the relative strength. I mean, just beautiful right there. Really like this one. Again, through the high of the day, puts through the coil and through the upside reversal today. So we got some room to run there. Life, this one's been popping up on the scans, and we've got highest volume ever, which is always a good thing. And then we have the strong relative strength. We're in a definite relative strength phase right here. Looks like it might have been about enough time. This is kind of like a similar to a high and tight flag. It's a strong move off of earnings. Price is consolidating right here within this high. You can see the institutional accumulation right there with the momentum and volume requirements from David Ryan set right there. So this one through the high of the day again, right off this touch of the 10 EMA. It's just holding that earnings VWAP. Good area right there. Carvana looks good right here off the 10. Just been climbing up the 10 EMA. Hasn't really gone below it. Hasn't closed below it anyway since breaking out off of earnings right here. It looks really good through the high of the day on the intraday volume. Relative strength line is fading a little bit. Hood, a lot of eyes on it, so it could be some games played just like there were today with it. But through the high of the day, looks good on intraday volume. Sometimes it's just that simple. Don't overcomplicate it with Hood. You can play it off a pullback here around that 10 EMA area as well. Again, good relative strength. Basically, if you didn't know what was going on, you would think this is just normal action, healthy action, little flush, push back up. Bitcoin still looks like it's moving tonight. Right now, we're consolidating this range. Explosion. Notice the gap up off of earnings. Explosion, consolidation, and then explosion. Notice the move through the high of the day would put it through that higher high VWAP, and then of course you'd have to get through this 265 area. But with Bitcoin moving as strong as it is, looks really good. This one is still in position and playable. If we get any kind of relief overnight with Bitcoin, if it'll slow down a little bit, give us a chance here. PLTR, same thing, explosion, consolidation. You can see the flag set up. Again, through the high of the day, you potentially move into new all-time highs on intraday volume. Very basic setup. Through the high of the day also will put you through the high of the mini coil. So a lot of similar setups tonight in that range, the upside reversal within the mini coil. ELF coming off its highest high VWAP ever, coming up against it, I should say. So a move through there. There it is. Up here off the highest high VWAPs. Chart's a little messy, but you get the point. Off the highest high VWAP, a move through that high of the day would put us basically into recent blue skies. Got about 12% move to the next level of resistance. CLS coming off some pretty tight closes right here in the coil. Set a little pin bar in today. Do we got any news? 5 days ago. No recent news, so we're good here. So we've got a chance to break out this flag. A little bit of a volume dry up. Not a textbook, but like I always say, it's not always going to be perfect. But definitely a nice flag with some tight price action right here. So a move through this coil level at 122.01. Break the recent highs. Urban had a shot to go today, and it faded back a little bit. I'd look for this one to notice as low vol. A lot of stocks had a low volume day today, but it's holding this key level that we often discuss from the earnings, almost a 20% move total, making it a power earnings gap move. And through that high of the day, puts it back through this earnings VWAP and well on its way, I believe, coming off the highest volume within a year. Snow. 3 tight closes, really 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tight closes right here. Price is getting very tight. Not quite a double inside day, but we do have an inside day here. Flush down a little bit below. Normally, I do not play these when they're off that 10 EMA, but Snow with the 3 tight closes, that makes it different. So through the high of the day on intraday volume, we can go into new highs. Car, nuclear theme related, part of the infrastructure development, so clean and simple. Break right here through that high of the day on intraday volume. Beautiful volume pattern. Nice gap up off of earnings. We had a 7-8% gap up off of earnings, so it looks good. Just a nice, clean, simple play where everybody's trying to get in the volatility of Oklo or SMR. You can get into Carr, who's actually going to be building whatever it is those guys eventually build when they eventually actually build stuff. DRS hit its 20% and pulled back, but it did it within 3 weeks, roughly within 3 weeks. So we're going to call this one a power stock. Coming off a huge base right here, DRS. So, you know, aerospace and defense play through the upside reversal on intraday volume. Normally don't play these up against the 20% profit taking zone, but with the move within 3 weeks off an earnings break of a large base, that one is of interest with a touch of the 10 EMA. Lower recovering. Didn't look like it was going to recover for a while, but today it did put in an upside reversal. So through that high of the day, puts it back in the buy zone off the prior basing. Definitely worth a watch with the highest volume within a year, a couple of times there. And it is still a relatively young IPO, and it is in the aerospace theme, so definitely worth a watch. CW, this was actually a play that Yonezu put out today, went up 2%. Put in a little indecision candle, but you can see the increase in volume right here, so there is definitely interest. Again, close to the 20% profit taking zone, but again, within a 3-week time frame off an earnings break of the prior base. So again, through the high of the day on intraday volume. Glixie, got a lot of eyes on this one, but you can see where we closed above the earnings VWAP. So through the high of the day, we got this gap area right here to fill. So Glixie looks good through the high of the day. Also, if we get a pullback, you've got the 20-day Livermore level right there. You can see prior key level as a place to load back up and set a manage risk area right there. So HSAI, volume drying up after a beautiful volume pattern, setting a little flag pattern here. Again, through the high of the day, puts it back through the earnings VWAP and well on its way to test that flag top. So we got a 10% move there to the prior pivot. FTK, oil play, started to alert it today for the Discord, did not. You can see where it clearly broke the pivot. In my experience with these kind of volume patterns and a potential new theme of oil, if we see WTI hold up overnight and continue to push, this one could break into blue skies. Reminds me of like WFRD and a couple other oil services plays from the past. So FTK coming off a huge base, broke the $10 Livermore level, earnings, beautiful response, and you know, clear institutional loading right there. So through that high of the day, I would look for continuation. Could be a long-term hold if we see oil maintain itself and continue to start the trend. PCT, this one can be very volatile, so be careful with it. It was a 10% move today. Again, through the high of the day, though, this thing could really run with this volume. Look at that relative strength line. So through the high of the day or a pullback to the $10 Livermore level. EPSM, same thing. This one can be volatile. You know, 30% move in a day. However, through that, you had that flush day today, but through that high, puts it into new highs for an IPO. So all new all-time highs for the IPO. So intraday volume through the high of the day again. AEM was the best looking gold stock I could find in a pullback. So if we see gold stabilize overnight and not pull back, it looked really good today. If gold continues to push, AEM through the high of the day is probably the best pullback setup for a gold stock that I could find. So short base, but it's coming off a long prior base, so good there. Twillo through the high of the day puts it basically where we want to bust that mini coil. Put that one on there. Don't have a lot of software plays tonight, so we'll keep that one on watch. WRD doesn't quite look ready yet to me. In fact, the 1020 cloud is turning over, but it did show up on the scans. If we go down inside, you can see there that 5-day is not quite flattened out yet, so keep eyes on it maybe by the end of the day. But when it does start to turn back up, I expect it to start moving again. And that's it, guys. That's a few setups for Tuesday, June the 10th. If I can help you in any way, let me know in the Stock Talk Insiders Discord, and I'll be happy to help you. I do provide all the alerts for these plays in the Discord when I take them. Thank you.